They usually have jumbo.
And then large. There's a difference.
And it's just like
The earliest people are here around 6:30 in the morning.
There's thing on the egg carton that tells you.
But it's just delightful to be here. Watch the sunrise as the sun, watch the change of seasons.
Okay, eggplant.
Farmers Market was due to open the first Saturday in April in 2020. The pandemic had hit and Boise had begun to shut down around mid-March. By the beginning of April, when the farmers market was due to open, the state had shut everything down except for essential services, and farmers markets were not included in essential services. So we had no means to open the farmers market, and so we needed to come up with a plan to help them get food to market. And so we quickly pivoted and started planning for it, and put a plan together. And by the first Saturday in April, we had our first drive-through market. And that first one, I think we had 600 cars show up for it, and it was chaos.
What I love about the drive-through market is that, it got started out of a need during the pandemic for continuing to get this food distributed to the people that need it and, really supporting the farmers. It was so well received that it has continued since then, and the amount of good that it does between supporting the farmers and the relationships you get to build with them to supporting the people that maybe don't have the option or the time to do the walk-through market, whether it's accessibility or just convenience, they get to do this.
Once COVID had kind of subsided and people were comfortable coming to the market again, I think there were a lot of questions with our vendors and our board and our membership base and people who come to the market. Why are we still doing the drive-through? And the reason was simple. People kept ordering.
Like maybe they are sick and they don't want to expose themselves to everyone else, or it's difficult for them to walk.
You can order your items in advance and the vendor will have them if they're still on the order list.
Families that have activities that they couldn't otherwise participate in the local vendors, they can because of the drive-through.
There's a lot of people that had never been market customers before that all of a sudden became customers because there are people who are elderly or that are disabled, or for whatever reason, they just are not able to attend a walk-through market. And this gave them access and connection.
How this whole process works is the online store opens up on Tuesday morning and closes down at Wednesday at 11 p.m. So you can go to the BoiseFarmersMarket.com and go click through the drive-through market. Then the vendors are going to get their pick lists for what has been ordered, and on Saturday morning, before they do their setup for the walk-through market, they're going to bring us all the products that were ordered through the online store. That gets put in an area that we call the store, and we have picker volunteers that come and they get the order sheet for the individual patron, and they go to each little spot and pick the items that were ordered for that week.
And then we have another group that's called the baggers, and those baggers then take that produce, put it in the individual bag for that individual customer. And then we have people we call the distro or distribution.
And then it's just really magic because at 8:30, the first person shows up to pick up their order, and they show us a piece of paper that says their last name and their time slot. And typically, we don't even need to see that because we've recognized everyone's cars. And we grab the bag and place it in their trunk or on their front seat or wherever it is, and tell them to have a good weekend.
Everything's here and everyone.
I've been volunteering at the market, the drive-through market, since they first started it in, I want to say August of 2020 during the pandemic. I had just moved here from Chicago, and I wanted to do something that helped out the community, and I thought it was a fun thing, and I've been doing it ever since.
We see the same people that are volunteering week after week, so I get to know everybody. They ask how I'm doing, I ask them, and it's really fun to just see everybody and have that camaraderie.
Over a very short period of time, we got to know a lot of the vendors and a lot of the other volunteers, and it just kind of became our extended social group.
The sense of community that is built here, for me, has expanded my horizons in the Boise area. We have everyone from other farmers volunteering to lawyers, doctors, emergency room nurses, the whole gamut.
I probably come back almost every week because of the people that I get to work with and the volunteers who are so committed and so dedicated and have been willing to do this, year after year.
You really kind of learn who you are in the middle of a storm. And I think for us, it was this group of just good people who cared about their community, who came together and did something good, and they knew it. It was like lightning in a bottle. You could feel it. And the people who were shopping the drive-thru were part of that community. They felt connected to it. It's almost like a loyalty. I've got to support the farmers market. So the volunteers who were there, I've got to support the farmers market. The drivers who were coming through and ordering and picking up their food, they were sometimes I don't even think they needed the food they were ordering. They just wanted to be there for the connection, for the sense of like, we're part of this. And so that was really wonderful. And that continues to this day.